Guys, like, comment, subscribe. Share this video, especially if you like college football as much as I do. Notre Dame, I think they're going to have a much better year this year than what they did last year with Marcus Freeman. I think last year the problem was with Marcus Freeman, it was a learning year for him. He had never been a head football coach in his life. He was defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, and before that was Cincinnati when they went to the Peach Bowl. So he had a pretty good year over there. 8-9-4 is not a bad record for a first-year head coach. I know it's Notre Dame. You're expected to win, but at the same time, Brian Kelly was there for a long time. He had been a coach other places. So when he was at Notre Dame, of course he's going to win a lot of games because he should, because he's got a lot of experience. He knows certain things that a first-year guy like Coach Freeman doesn't know yet. And now that he has Sam Hartman as his new quarterback, I think that will really elevate the play with Notre Dame. They'll be more of a pass-heavy offense, but they'll still be able to run the ball because Notre Dame always has running backs. Notre Dame's defense, they lost a lot of players in the NFL draft, but I think they'll be able to reload there. Notre Dame's always got physical guys at that line of scrimmage, so it doesn't matter, in my opinion, as much. So to start the year off, you have Navy. I think Notre Dame wins that game, no problem. And then they have to play Tennessee State. I think they win that game also. The NC State game, it's at NC State. That might be a tough game for them a little bit because NC State's a hard place to play, especially if they're hosting somebody really with a big name like Notre Dame. So with that being said, I don't think Notre Dame loses this game, but I do think they'll have a harder game. I think they win 23-16. I just don't think NC State's going to be able to amount to enough offense to do anything with Notre Dame. Notre Dame is going to be really hard-nosed defensively. They're going to win the line of scrimmage in this game. And I just don't see NC State winning that game. It won't be a blowout because NC State is not necessarily a pushover, but I do have Notre Dame winning. And then they play Central Michigan at home. They win that game. And then they have to host Ohio State. I actually think they're going to upset Ohio State because Ohio State lost C.J. Stroud. And you've seen a recurring problem with Ohio State in the last few years with Ryan Day there. They're not a very physical football team along the lines of scrimmage. I'm sorry, they're not. This is not a trash-talking video as far as Ohio State. I've already made one Sunday, and I'm standing by what I said. Teams like Michigan, with way less talent, you are pushing you around on the lines of scrimmage. They last 4 quarters, and you get tired. You get pushed around. Georgia pushed you around. I watched Notre Dame push you around last year. That's why they were in that game for so long, even though they couldn't score anything on you. This year, they'll be able to, and they're at home. With that being said, I think Notre Dame beats Ohio State. I think they pull away 31-20. I think Notre Dame's defensive front will be too much again. And I think Notre Dame is just going to have that big home field advantage, and it'll be too much for Ohio State to overcome. I don't think Ohio State's going to be able to replace C.J. Stroud that much because it's hard to replace somebody that good who elevates to that level of play. So now they're 5-0. They go to Duke. Duke, low-key, might be a tough game. They were 8-4 last year. They did do a lot better last year than what they had done in a long time with anything they had. So while I think it will be a tough game for them, I think Notre Dame should win this game. But they do win. They win this game. I think they have to come from behind because they just got through playing Ohio State, and they're coming off that big win, and they're probably beat up from that game, and they have to travel to Duke. I think they beat Duke, though. I think they do win this game, 27-13. They pull away with a touchdown late. And then they got to go to Louisville. They should win that game. Louisville does not have Malik Cunningham anymore, so that means no problem. I do know Louisville has good players on defense, but Notre Dame should still win this game. Now they're undefeated. That undefeated record is gone. They play USC at home. USC will beat them again. I think this game will be closer than what it was last year. I think they'll be able to figure out Caleb Williams' pattern more as far as how he runs and which direction he likes to move. They'll be able to ball him up better, but he'll still be too much, in my opinion. Much like Lamar Jackson, Florida State, the first time he blew out FSU. The second time it was a lot closer, but something like that, it won't matter. And I think he just has Notre Dame's number. And then they play Pitt. They should beat Pittsburgh. I don't see any threat over there like that. They go to Clemson. I think they lose at Clemson. I do think they lose at Clemson. Dabo Swinney's a really good coach. His team got embarrassed last year at Notre Dame. He does not want that again. Dabo Swinney has got to have this game circled in red. He really wants to get this game back. I think Dabo Swinney gets his payback in a big way. I think Clemson will win this game by 10 points or more. I'm a big believer in Cade Klubnik with Clemson. I think Clemson's defense will be better than what it was last year, so they should win this game, and a really good game. And then they go to Wake Forest. They host Wake Forest. I think they beat Wake Forest. Wake Forest lost too much, most notably Sam Harton. And then they go to Stanford. I think they're going to beat the crap out of them too. So with that being said, I think Notre Dame will go 10-2. They don't go to the playoff. They might get a New Year's Six bowl bid. If not, they can probably win their bowl game, and they finish with double-digit wins. I think they're going to have a really good year. That Clemson game is the only game I see where they might win, but it's at Clemson. And again, it's Dabo Swinney we're talking about. He knows what he's doing, and I don't think Clemson's going to get that fall off that far where he loses to them again this time at home. So, yeah, thanks for watching.